Stick to the plan. Trust no one. There's no loose ends. This is what it takes. If you want to succeed.
So as one might be able to tell, I'm having some audio issues setting up the stream. Everything's going wrong. So let's just not have any bloody intro music. Because clearly nothing wants to go right this week. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Hut's Gaming F1 League. It's the first round of Season 5. You're probably wondering what happened to the finale of Season 4. Couldn't attend. I couldn't do it. I had my reasons. Was simply unable to take part. So, these things happen. But I'm here for Season 5, and we'll see how many of these races I can do with my schedule and all that. It's not been a great week for me, but that's by the by. That's not really anyone's concern. Instead, we're here for Formula 1 racing. More Formula 1 racing, especially after that epic end to the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. We've got a few team changes this season. Sherlock has moved to Williams. Brains has moved to Haas. Gladius and Domchi are still in Alpine. Big Six and Jabba have moved to Aston Martin, and TomTom, the reigning champion, has moved to Mercedes. Meanwhile, I don't see Adrian anywhere. That could be interesting. So, round 1 of the season is in Portugal. And I need to remember to press the live button. Here we go. Here we are. I keep pressing the wrong buttons because I'm rubbish. What happened to the sounds? Sounds? Don't tell me I need to restart the game again. Ah, finally. There we go. So, we've had some retirements already? What's going on? That can't be right. What is going on? Let me just check the... Actually, whilst I'm at it, let's actually go to windowed full screen, because I swear I had it on that. Oh, yeah, it looks like we're having a session restart, potentially. Let's see. What is going on here? I'm not entirely sure. Restart is because safety car was off. So, slight delay, everyone. Slight delay. In the meantime, we'll go back to this screen. I can turn off my snaz because that. Actually, can we put? That will do. Remember that. Keep that on as our waiting screen. Equal performance off. Oh, that's just something else. I've got the music going on as well. I'll just wait for my restart. Restart, re-invite. There we go. We have some music at least, but it's being provided by the game, so... And it goes off every time I alt tab, so... So I've got to wait for everyone to rejoin. Oh, Adrian's at AlphaTauri. Really? Have I just not been paying any attention? Oh yeah, he is indeed at AlphaTauri. I indeed was not paying any attention. There's no more number 3s on the grid because Codemasters finally fixed that. So now the lowest available number is 5. So, Aljox, driving for Red Bull, is number 99. Tabs is number 84. He's Aljox's teammate, an old Slovenian team. TomTom, number 88. And 30, number 70, both driving for Mercedes. An old British lineup. The Ferrari lineup is made up of Caster, number 8, and ARX Biscuit, number 73. McLaren with Jordan, last season's runner-up, number 42, and Hyrie CZE, number 72. Cypriot Big Six, number 6, is at Aston Martin, as is Big Jabber. He's not Cypriot though, he's number 15 and he's British. Another old Slovenian team in the form of Alpine, Gladius and Domci. Marty, 1998, driving for Alfa Romeo, he's a Bulgarian. Rare to see. Car number 98, Mr. Mouse 13, is doing a Pastor Maldonado cosplay, roleplay, with a number 13 on his car. Adrian, number 48 for AlphaTauri. Apparently he's from Greenland. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. It's showing him as Danish here, so And his teammate is Pookie, number 52. Angel, number 7, driving for Williams. Sherlock, number 71, his teammate. And the two Hasses, if the number's going to show. Shankstar, number 29, driving for Haas. And Brains 001, number 67, the Scottish brute. So, now that's out of the way, we are finally able to load into the event proper. That I don't think is going to work. Yeah, the overlay is not going to work because it's not connected to the channel in question. So, telemetry, not really necessary. Tyres, as it's short quali, everyone gonna be on softs except Surtee. Looking at the mediums, Aljox is going to look to be the first car out. No, it's going to be a Haas. Oh, Sherlock is coming out. Who's the Haas in front then? It is probably Shankstar. Indeed it is. So, Shankstar, first car to take to the track. Soft tyres. And it could be that the weather is about to start tipping it down. Which is probably why Surtee is thinking about the Inters. Ooh, a lock-up there for Shankstar. Few more cars are in their out naps. And these, if it is going to rain later in the session, then these early minutes of this session are going to be crucial. Because of course, if it does start to rain, then the grip is going to rapidly dissipate. And suddenly, it'll be a skating rink. And even the best lap on intermediate tyres is not even going to hold a candle to even a racing speed lap on hards. So Shankstar coming round turn number 15 and begins his flying lap. The first man to do so right behind him is a Williams. I believe that is Angel. Both of the Williams actually. So Angel and Sherlock. Bit of traffic in the form of an Alfa Romeo. That could prove a little of a pain, as there's a yellow flag for a Red Bull. Is that Aljox, perhaps? More than likely, actually. Shankstar completes Sector 1 at a 22.516. And now towards the tricky turns 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's 7, 8. Turn 8. This one is absolutely evil, but Shankstar manages to get it pretty alright at the least. He's done it okay. Certainly not my favourite track to drive, but 52.852 is Shankstar's Sector 2 time. As we've got an AlphaTauri getting out of the way. I believe that is, in fact, it definitely is Adrian. As Shankstar coming around the final corner once again, just over a minute after he started his flying lap, and he sets the benchmark at 1:18.227, and then immediately gets beaten by Angel by about 7/10 of a second. Sherlock has a horrendous lap, 1:19.3, an entire second off of Shankstar. Domchi on a flying lap. He's completed Sector 1 in a 21.9, as Gladius now sets the benchmark as a 1:16.4. Next up, we have a Red Bull, but Aljox not looking... Oh, wow, that is actually quite fast. Though not as fast as Gladius, he's 8/10 down on the benchmark. Next up, it's going to be... Well, Mr. Mouse, unfortunately, he's in the middle of the thingamajig, the list. And it will take a little while to get to him. Raccoon has set his lap at a 1:17. I think Raccoon here is with... In fact, Raccoon is definitely a reserve driver. We are missing an Aston Martin. So Jabber not taking part, as is Big Six. We have an Alpha Tauri, that is Adrian, where is he? He's setting his lap time at a 1:16.1, resets the benchmark. Behind him is Surti in the Mercedes, only a 1:20.9, slowest car on the field so far. Not a representative lap time, though. He's going on inters. He seems to be under the impression that this is a typical normal qualifying session with, what's it called? Yeah, three qualifying rounds, and he's trying to use inters. Set a lap on inters without having to use softs or mediums or anything. But I'm pretty sure that this is short qualifying. Indeed it is. So I've no idea why he's on the inters. As for Sherlock, he's on the mediums, which is why he's so far back as well. Next up, we've got Biscuit on his out lap, which is about to turn into his flying lap. There we go, finally hit the timing line, and into the first two corners. Very tricky pair of corners. As I said, not my favourite track to drive, but others certainly would like this track. Oh, it's this corner, turn 4, also evil. But it's been a while since I've driven this track on this game, so maybe it's a little bit better. Biscuit now, through turn 5. I didn't catch what his sector 1 time was, but apparently it was purple. You know how the game is with purple sectors on this game. It's never that simple. We'll catch what his sector 2 time is, as he's heading through turn 9 and 10 now. 11, 12, 13, 14... Sometimes I hate how they label some of these corners as 2 different corners. Like, this is turn 13, and now this is turn 14. Like, it's just one corner, come on! Just because it tightens or lightens a bit does not mean it's 2 corners in one. As Biscuit sets his time in P7, 1:17.370, exactly 2/10 faster than Angel, who has just started another flying lap himself. The yellow flag's behind for one of the AlphaTauris. That might be Pookie, who has set his lap time at a 1:17.0. 9/10 off his teammate. That is astonishing. You need to remember, Pookie is Season 2 or Season 3 champion. I don't remember exactly which season he was champion here. But yeah, that guy is rapid, and he is being outpaced by some of these other drivers, which goes to show just the level of competition in this game. Or he's simply just not really got to grips with this game. Meanwhile, something potentially going on. I can tell you that I've forgotten to open the stream on my phone, so I don't know what the chat's saying. If there is a chat. Wonderful. No, oh, thank you. Go away. There we go. And of course we've had a fake person coming along with their hello. Chat, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer a promotion to your channel. I don't think you do. Especially with events that have happened to me in the last week. I don't have any trust of anyone right now. Harry, 2/10 faster than his previous best. He's 22 thousandths behind Pookie in P5. And just in case you can hear any pops and bangs in the background, don't think so. They're not particularly loud. It's not like that time that lightning struck maybe 100 meters away from where I was living. But, yeah, if in case you do hear any pops and bangs in the background, it's November 5th. It's bonfire night here in the UK. We like to launch a lot of fireworks at this time. It's not at all like Independence Day in the US, because there we don't have any strange sense of patriotism towards it. Yeah, or something, I don't know. Ooh, has improved, Hyrie, by 0.26 of a second, up to P4 now. His teammate Jordan is about to finish his flying lap, and he's only managed at 1:16.7. Just ahead of his teammate, so currently it's a McLaren 4.5. Next up, the two Mercedes, including TomTom, about to go P2. Just ever so slightly behind Adrian. It's practically the status quo from the latter half of Season 4, and his teammate Surti, who decided to use inters to set a banker. I guess to save his time on the softs. I don't get why you do that. That's weird behaviour to me. That means slowest man on the track so far is Sherlock, but he is improving through Sector 1 by nearly 7/10 of a second. Sector 2 split is just a few seconds up the road. Let's see where he plants his car. He's getting a lot of wheel spin on the exit, and it's not... He seems to be trying to overdrive the car, but he has had a much better lap. 1.2 seconds up at the Sector 2 split, if I'm not mistaken. And he has to lift off through turn 15 as he climbs the hill, opens the DRS, and does complete his lap 1.4 seconds quicker, but it's still only P17. So Sherlock has a lot of work to do to try and improve his situation. Gladius is invalidated. And he's almost spinning around. And I think he's on his in-lap here. Domchi as well on his in-lap. Mr. Mouse, in-lap. Aljox, in-lap. So everyone out on track is more or less on an in-lap, except for Caster, who has just begun his lap here. Almost running a bit too wide into the entry of turn 1. Could have invalidated before the lap even properly began. Oh, and you see, that's that turn 4 catching Caster out a little bit, and he's 2/10 down through Sector 1, so he's got a bit of work to do himself as well. On course for 1:17.3, and there's potentially been a spin. Yes, Sherlock has had a very strange incident through the penultimate corner. His teammate overtaking, potentially, in fact, yes, indeed, on an outlap. And that begins now. Caster, meanwhile, has improved through Sector 2, but it's still quite a way down And I've just realised that I think the numbers on the Ferrari are different all of a sudden. That 8 looks very, very different than how it used to look, I think. Roman Grosjean's old number. And Caster actually going into the pits. Oh, and locking the rears. That was close. Raccoon is coming into the pits despite, well, he was a 10th down. He locks the rears as well. So Angel, 2 tenths up in Sector 2. Sector 1, rather. Through the twisty bits of Sector 2 now. And he completes Sector 2. Oh, 5.5 tenths quicker. So this lap on course for a 1:17.0 could potentially peak into the 1:16.9s if he can get, well, if he can nail the final sector. With 3 minutes and 50 seconds of the session remaining, and it is a 1:17.0. He lost a little bit of time through the third sector, but not a huge amount to compromise him, though he probably would have wished that he didn't lose that much time, because he's only, what is that, 5 thousandths behind Pookie? That is very, very slight. He's gonna be kicking himself for that. So, Pookie, on a flying lap, he's up by almost 3 tenths across the line, and he improves to P4. This is the Pookie of old, I remember. He's right up there. He's found some kick in his step. It's not really the right term, but oh well. Nick Petrovic, one of the reservists, I believe. Or is he? I'm not entirely certain. Going to cross the line himself and improves. He does improve, but still the slowest man on track so far. Next up, Adrian on an out lap looking to improve his 1:16.1. Can he dip into the 1:15s? Yes, thank you, phone. I am in. Let's see. Sorry. Just had a message from one of the people who did horrible things to me. At least, but that's potentially what's happened, but ignore it for now. Only 4 people watching at the minute. That's rather low numbers for us, but let's see. Didn't have the greatest of starts to the stream, I will admit, but things happen. Ooh, looks like we're going to get a Alpha Tauri slipstream here. Adrian right behind Pookie. Is Pookie going to give Adrian the slipstream of a lifetime? All is go. Down the main straight, Pookie is giving a slipstream. Is he going to move out of the way? He's run out of energy, so Pookie, probably on his in-lap, technically. Oh, and Adrian's invalidated! And Gladius has actually moved up to P2. He's put TomTom down to P3. Gladius now on course to potentially snatch a pole position here, but TomTom's still fighting as well. He's still in the mix. And he's just coming through turn 4 right now. So, the fight for pole is between the guys currently in positions 2 and 3. There's been a spin. I think that's Caster having a moment at turn 13. And TomTom, I wasn't paying attention to his Sector 1 time, so that's on me. But his Sector 2 time is in about 10 seconds. We shall see where he goes. If it's an improvement, I would imagine so. It's not, and he's invalidated, which means Gladius could snatch pole position here, but he's down as well. Which means we could see a potential another Domchi pole position here if he's got the lap hooked up, hugging the inside. Where can Domchi go? I can only go P4. He supplants Pookie in 5th place now. Oh, and there's a bit of traffic going on for Surtees. That's his lap absolutely ruined. Jordan cannot improve. Mr. Mouse has improved slightly, but not enough. He may at least take P7 from Jordan, but it won't be enough. Aljox right behind as well. In fact, where is Aljox? Yes, he is there. Mr. Mouse moves up to P5 as Aljox decides... Oh, I thought he was going to dive into the pits there. He hasn't had a great lap. Sherlock doesn't improve, and Caster, next across the line, moves up to P10. Final man to set a lap time there, which means Adrian luckily holds on to pole position there. First pole of the season goes to Adrian. But it was by the skin of his teeth. Oh, I forgot to turn the music off, didn't I? Oh well. So Adrian taking pole by almost 0.04 of a second from Gladius. And TomTom 1.5 tenths behind that. Well, slightly less than that, but still. Yeah, come on. Come on, phone. Behave. Behave. Ugh. Right, so... I don't know if we're getting the formation map again. I think they've still been turned off. Even though I'm pretty sure that the bug that was being caused by formation maps, I'm pretty sure that's been fixed now. But hey, at least we get proper starting cameras without it, so... And so here come the lights. 5 red lights on for F1, Huts F1 Gaming League. It's lights out and away we go. We had no sound for a very short period there. That's a lightning start for TomTom. He could take P2 on the outside of Gladius. Currently Domchi fighting with Mr. Mouse. Lots of positions changing through the field in this early stages of the race. Domchi fighting with Mr. Mouse. I think Domchi might have lost a position there. Let's check. We've lost some of the information. Lock up there for Mr. Mouse. Yes, indeed, there has been a swapping of positions. No disasters going on. Just a couple of positions changed here and there. Biscuit up to Angel down to everyone else up or down by 1. So pretty much the status quo at the minute. Though there's a lot of fighting going on. Pookie now with Domchi. Oh, I thought there was real contact going on there. We have different tyres strategies going on. Yellow flag, safety car, virtual safety car, as Raccoon and Nick Petrovic have come together. That's a broken front wing for the Aston Martin, as well as the Red Bull. Oh, and a broken front wing for Shankstar as well. And Angel doesn't have a front wing anymore. Oh dear. In all that chaos, Adrian has picked up a massive lead. One hell of a lead, and I should have got a drink of water. More cars going into the pits than I imagined. Oh, what's going on with Fusion? Why did he come to a stop? He's came to a complete stop and broke the wing off of Algarve. That is a very amateurish mistake. And that has destroyed the race of Petrovic. I think that's Petrovic, isn't it? That is such a rookie error. You do not come to a complete stop. The aim is to slow down, yes, it's not to come to a stop on the entry. As the VSC ends and racing gets back underway. Gladius, 1.2 seconds behind the AlphaTauri. He's got TomTom for company though. Could Gladius streak off into the distance like Max Verstappen? We shall see. Hang on. What is that noise? I think it might just be a plane. I can hear a deep rumbling going on outside. As Gladius, under massive pressure from TomTom, another yellow flag. That is Hyrie, who's spun at turn 14 as TomTom gets past the Alpine without the aid of DRS. That's only just been activated. In fact, I think I know what's going on with the numbers. All the numbers are not unique to the car anymore. They are... At least I don't think so anymore. I could swear that the numbers are all the same. Yeah. That's how it seems to me. That is strange. Why have they done that? I know the numbers were a little bugged, but that doesn't mean you break them or get rid of them completely. Ugh. How lame. At least I can't quite tell. Unfortunately, you don't get a proper chase cam on this game, so I can't tell if the numbers on this Alpine are Alpine style. As Petrovic picks up a 3-second time penalty already. That's one corner cut every lap. On average. Gladius has lost touch to TomTom, who puts in the fastest lap of the race so far in his chase, after Adrian currently leading the race. I've got a dry throat. I should have picked up some water, but that's on me. That's my fault. And I can't exactly stick my head out the window and drink the rain, can I? Pookie, meanwhile, very close to the rear of Gladius. See, since Gladius is on the medium tyres, it's understandable why his pace is not quite as good as the cars around him. Which is why Pookie, very close, but we're having some real funky latency going on. What is going on with the internet at the minute? Maybe it's just because I'm streaming, but that's never really happened before, or at least very rarely it's happened before. DRS again coming soon for Pookie, as well as 30 on Mr. Mouse, the second Mercedes. Well, the two teammates of the leading cars have accidentally turned off the leaderboard. DRS active for 30 as he makes his way past the Alfa Romeo into turn 1. Nicely done, as the two teammates of the two leaders making their way up the pack, mostly. Let's bring the leaderboard back. Let's get rid of the tyre info for now, as we keep an eye on Pookie. We had a lock-up from Gladius? No, from TomTom, by the looks of things. And Pookie struggling to get by. That could be the soft tyres gradually coming to the end of their life. As TomTom sort of dipping in and out of the DRS margin. Look at the energy he's used. We're going to open up the telemetry. Look at the amount of energy he has left. He has to start recharging. He's been using a little bit too much, though Adrian's been using a lot as well. Just slightly more than TomTom, who is not going to get the DRS on this lap. Pookie, though, still right behind Gladius, not using his energy, but he probably doesn't need to. He's going to make the move around the outside. Gladius defending for all he's worth. But in the end, Pookie cannot get past through turns 2 and 3. Can he make it stick through turn 4? He gets a second taste of the DRS down towards turn 5, and this time he is going to be able to make it stick, except that Gladius has the inside, but Pookie has the better traction, and he's finally got past the Gladius? It's called an Alpine. Oh, God, that's the latency again. It definitely does look like Gladius is having a bit of issues keeping his car in a straight line, though, as it's now an AlphaTauri double podium. Where has Pookie's mojo been? Last season he was pretty much nowhere, and now he is rapid again. Though this time under threat from Gladius now that he's in front, but he's got plenty of energy to spare. TomTom, meanwhile, is going to get the DRS down the main straight, which will help him rebuild his energy reserves. And Surtees closing in on position number 4, as said position number 4 car wiped out one of the distance marker boards. If that were real life, you'd probably have a damaged front wing from that, especially at the speeds that these cars are going. Gladius making the dive bomb. Can he make it stick? No, not quite. He doesn't have the traction out of turn 5. Meanwhile, down the field, it looks like that there's a Red Bull going toe-to-toe with an Alfa Romeo. That is Aljox getting past Level Fusion down the main straight with the aid of the DRS. So still both Red Bulls out of the points, but at least Aljox is one position closer, albeit 21.4 seconds off of the next car up the road. Yeah, unlikely that he's going to get points unless we get a proper safety car here. The gap at the front has come down to less than half a second now. Can TomTom make the move into turn 1? He's actually closed the DRS before turn 1, which means he's going to try and make the move into turn 5, I would imagine. Up through turn 4, DRS comes back again, but it's not the most opportune of overtaking places. It's a very tight corner, hard braking zone, which would potentially be a perfect overtaking area, but not always the case, as we've seen with Pookie and Gladius, who are swapping positions again. That's an overtake through turns 7 and 8 is not what I was expecting. The wheel banging, almost certainly some kind of latency. I'm getting some strange lag going on. It could be because the internet is also being used by my housemate. He's probably watching football or something, if it's even on. But now Gladius not in a great position because he does not get the DRS, and Pookie's going to get it, as well as Surtees. Is it going to be a double whammy for Alpine? Are they going to lose 2 positions in one corner? Not quite. But Surti right behind Gladius here. Can he make the move? No, he took a look into turn 3. Wasn't quite able to make it. That means Pookie is now under threat into turn 5. But realistically, not going to happen. As Surti getting mighty close as we got a bit of a DRS train forming here. As Fusion and Aljox have swapped positions again. And swapping positions yet again. Fighting for 14th place. The fight at the front is also pretty close. TomTom still within a second of Adrian. Both of these cars on the soft tyres. Similar amounts of energy in their batteries. Though of course Adrian doesn't have the assistance of the DRS as Nick Petrovic picks up another 3-second time penalty. TomTom with the DRS once again. Well, he's closing but not able to make the move just yet. Meanwhile, Pookie able to defend from Gladius, who's able to hold off Surti because he has the DRS himself. I've just whacked my foot against my microphone stand. As Sherlock is the first man into the pits. Surti, though, looking to get past Gladius. He's taking a little look. Decides to not to go ahead with the move, but still mighty close on the exit of turn 5. Now through turns 6 and 7 and 8. Is he going to have the traction? No, not on this occasion. The gap between Adrian and TomTom is coming down seemingly more in Sector 2 than it is on the straight, between this main straight. What can TomTom do? He's losing a little bit of time through turns 13, 14, and maybe 15. Yeah, he's lost about almost 3/10 through those 2 corners alone. He's using his overtake, though. He wants that position, using the overspeed of the energy deployment, and he's taken P1 on lap 11. Adrian is sure to respond. Meanwhile, oh no, there's contact between Pookie and Gladius, and that's their podium chances completely ruined. Pookie defending from Gladius. Was that move just a bit too opportunistic from the Alpine, or was that too much of a defense from Pookie? In the end, that has gifted P3 to Surti. It's gone from an Alpine 1-3 to a Mercedes 1-3 in the space of about 2 corners. And the other, it's now an AlphaTauri 2-9. I think I said Alpine by mistake. AlphaTauri went from 1-3. That is very unfortunate, but it does appear that neither car has damage. At least, as best as I can tell, yellow flag, as we might have a retirement. Yes, Nick Petrovic has decided to call it quits. And I understand why. I wouldn't want to be driving around at the back of the field all day either, as there's a move from Sherlock on Shankstar. Very nice move, as Adrian and TomTom swap positions again down the... Well, I say again, they've swapped positions down the main straight, as Petrovic's car comes back out onto the track. Shouldn't cause a safety car, though. So now Mercedes 2-3. Lots of black marks on the entry to turn 5, as we're getting double lockups because the game can't compute the fact that these cars are able to slow down without locking up. Jordan in the McLaren looking pretty close to Surti here. Could get a surprise podium. And he's got plenty of energy that Surti won't be able to respond to. So if Jordan decides to use his energy down the main straight, there's pretty much nothing Surtees can do, because Jordan's going to get the DRS. Meanwhile, TomTom's also getting the DRS once again. As he used his energy, you got the DRS, but he's not using it, and Jordan diving into the pits! First of the front runners to do so. This could change things up in the field. As Domchi getting past Mr. Mouse. Could this be the crossover point between the soft tyres being... Hang on. The soft tyres and the medium tyres sort of swapping position as the best tyre to be on at the minute. What the hell is going on? Okay. I'm just hearing things. So... more position changes looking like they're going to happen. Aldrox and Level Fusion swapping positions again, this time for P13, as after one of the cars ahead of them made a pit stop. Well, most of those cars have made a pit stop, actually, so they have made pit stops, but then again, they had to pit because of that first lap crash. So one of those cars is out of order due to stopping, and that was Adrian trying to jink into the pits, or try to trick TomTom into going into the pits, as TomTom... Well, Adrian giving TomTom a very wide berth there. Practically gifting position 1 to TomTom on a silver platter. We've got more cars coming into the pits now. Gladius staying out. Biscuit staying out. Surtees has made a pit stop, as has Mr. Mouse. Pookie into the pits as well, looking to recover if he can. Caster coming out as well. Rather has come in, and Jordan has jumped them. Fighting now with Surtees on pit exit, and Surtees able to hold on to the position there. But the gap between them is much closer than it was before Jordan came into the pits, and that's Jordan making the dive bomb, and he's able to make it stick. What a move! Nicely done from the McLaren driver, looking to take potentially a championship this season, though with his poor qualifying today, it's looking like he might at best get a P3, but it's better than nothing. Up ahead, Jordan's teammate could give Jordan a little bit of assistance in the form of DRS. That's what he's going to want, but at the minute he's going so slowly, he's actually proving a bit of a hindrance. Oh, that does not seem ideal. Hyrie coming into the pits. Jordan has just screwed himself on this occasion. By overtaking his teammate, he relinquished any hold on DRS and gave the position to Surtees. So, very not ideal. TomTom, meanwhile, still fighting with Adrian, but these guys still fighting. Not able to make it stick. Surtees and Jordan also still fighting as well. That's Jordan giving Surtees the hurry up, practically kissing the rear end of Surtees' diffuser. And can he make the move through the twisty bits? Can he do it into turn 10? Yes, he can. What a move. These guys just absolute racecraft masters, at least compared to me. I'm useless at this game. It's all well and good when you're driving against the AI on 60%. But here, everyone makes me look like a clown. Surtees with the DRS again. He's got very little energy left, but it's all he needs. The DRS to get back past Jordan. And TomTom, whilst we were distracted, TomTom has made a pit stop. And now this is on Adrian. Adrian could get undercut here. The gap was certainly low enough for TomTom to make an undercut here. Meanwhile, Surtee and Jordan are still going at it. These guys completely inseparable at the minute. It's just, what a battle this is. Can Surtee do to Jordan what Jordan did to him last lap? No, not quite. But still, absolutely rapid, these two. Fighting tooth and nail for P4 at the minute. As Adrian, has finally come into the pits. Domchi into the pits as well. So staying out on his mediums could have proven to be the right call here. Adrian now. Where is TomTom? Going to come out. Look at that battle behind. They're still going at it. And TomTom has jumped Adrian in the pits, and he's got a great big margin between him. The undercut has worked wonders here. And now Adrian under threat from TomTom's teammate Surtee and Jordan as well. He could go from P1 to P4 in the space of just a few corners here, especially as his tyres are probably a little bit cold at the minute, but they aren't quite as old as the tyres on the cars behind. Yes, 3 and 4 laps younger respectively, so he's going to have a bit more grip than the cars behind, and also a little bit more grip than the car in front, but he's losing time. 1.5 seconds already, 1.6, and that might be a warning there. It looked like he ventured off track onto the curb just a bit too much. So Adrian under major threat from Surtee now, as Brains picks up a 3-second penalty. Aljox and Hyrie have penalties as well. Let's take a quick look at those. Brains has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Oh dear. That's not what you want to see. Surtee not quite close enough at the beginning of the main straight. Not quite enough energy either. Jordan has a bit more energy than the cars in front, but slightly further behind. TomTom isn't exactly streaking into the distance, but the gap is pretty steady at 1.6 seconds. Behind, Pookie and Domchi going wheel to wheel. And Domchi on the hard tyres, fighting tooth and nail as well. Is that a bit too much of a dive bomb? He's not going to have the traction on the medium shod AlphaTauri. Gonna fight as hard as he can. Gladius, meanwhile, fighting with Biscuit for P9. Both of these, the Alpines on hard tyres, opting for the alternate strategy, which is the sort of thing that Pookie would have done years ago when he was driving for CRS. He loved the alternate strategy, but it was a lot more powerful on the older games like F1 2021, where he made it work with such... he was so good at it. And now he's on the normal strategy, about to overtake Caster. He has the DRS, has slips back into the slipstream, not using any of his energy, quite content to hold on to the inside of turn 1, and he makes it stick. He takes the position reasonably well into P6 now. Let's see if he can recover up to P5. Mr. Mouse, 6.7 seconds up the road. Meanwhile, Jordan getting a bit of a tank slapper and chasing after Surtee, who's used a bit too much of his energy and has lost touch with Adrian. So Adrian able to hold on to his podium for now. And Jordan snapping at the bit. Chomping at the bit, rather. Eager to get past the Mercedes ahead and get back onto the podium for the first time in a little while, at least. Can he do it? DRS, I think, is a bit too far behind on this occasion. Not using his energy, but just using the DRS to close the gap down the straights, as Adrian, now he's no longer being pressured from behind, is gradually easing his way towards TomTom again. He's closed the gap to 1.3 seconds. Though it's sort of gravitating towards 1.4 at the minute, as Caster picks up a 3-second time penalty. Got a pit stop for Aljox. That's his second one of the race. Remember, he's out of sequence after he lost his front wing practically at the pit lane entrance. Thanks to Lateral Fusion practically brake checking him. And I wonder if the reason that Fusion is so far behind now is because he might have diffuser damage from that collision. I don't know how much damage is being simulated here, but it could be that Fusion is driving a compromised car. DRS once again for Jordan. And Surtees trying to break the toe, going noticeably slower down the main straight. And that's allowed Jordan to close to within 0.4 of a second. Jordan smells blood in the water. DRS once again, but still just a little bit too far back to make a dive bomb into turn 5. Not that it was probably going to work anyway. And this fight for P3 is really heating up. Closest fight on the circuit, mostly, as we've got the two Alpines actually fighting with Caster. Now, Caster has at least 3 seconds of penalties, so even if he finishes on track in P8, he's not going to finish there on countback. Gladius trying to recover, but he's not able to recover as well as Pook is. There seems to have been a coming together. We have a virtual safety car here. Brains and Sherlock have come together on the exit of turn 4, and that is all that they needed at the front for TomTom and Adrian. What the hell was that camera? Whoa, no! TomTom has been screwed, I think. No, it's just the game being stupid. What is going on? Come on! Ugh. Why can't this game ever be, Well, everyone has taken this VSC as an invitation to pit. Everyone pitting. Oh, look at the super speed! Everyone in AlphaTauri is the Flash, apparently. Amazing. And the two Alpines, ooh, different tyres, as we've got some stranger who's joined. V India? Who are you? So the Alpines have decided to split their strategies now. Running different tyres. Domchi going onto the mediums. Maybe he doesn't have any softs left. Or it's Gladius going onto the softs. Now, how long are the softs going to last? That is the question. Now, this isn't a proper safety car. It's a virtual safety car. Though... What?! Excuse me? What is that? Oh, now it decides it's a safety car. Come on! What is that? The entire time it's saying it's a safety car, and then even for about 5-10 seconds, whilst I'm staring at the safety car, it's still saying virtual safety car. What is wrong with this game? Come on! Like, I saw yellow on the minimap and was like, that is not a Renault. Renault pretend they're Alpine now and they use blue. So the only possible thing on the minimap that could be yellow is a safety car. And it was still saying VSC. Ugh. You know what? Whilst we've got this going on, I am going to mute my mic and get some water quickly because I'm parched. And I'm back. Right, so let me just wet the whistle quickly. He said as he took a massive bunch of gulps. Right, so the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, which basically means we have something like a 9-lap sprint to the end. And it looks like that this could be in favour of TomTom, because Surtee is on medium tyres. Now they're the same age as TomTom softs, but they're still medium tyres. They're going to be less grippy. Pardon me. That's how it is in the game. It's not like real life where sometimes the soft tyres can be absolute crap. In game, the softs are always quickest. Always the grippiest. No matter what track, what circumstances you're in. Gonna turn off the telemetry as well. Look at the positional changes. Surtee and Jordan both up 4 positions. Mr. Mouse and Pookie back where they started. And Gladius looking like he might at best finish P7 here. He's on soft tyres behind his teammate Domchi on the mediums. Shankstar is going to be a bit of a rolling chicane. He's on 8-lap-old mediums, so he's going to be very sluggish through some of these corners compared to the other cars. So TomTom leading the pack for the rolling start. It's almost quiet, too quiet, but soon things will start roaring again. And there we go, TomTom goes for it. He's caught Adrian out just a little bit, and Surtee could make the move as well. Surtee right on the tail end of that AlphaTauri. Can he make the move into turn 1? No, not quite. He has to slot back in behind the AlphaTauri. Meanwhile, it looks like very clean getaway for the rest of the drivers behind. We've got some positional changes. Angel's lost some positions. There's a lot going on down the field. I think Fusion is having another coming together with some drivers. Adrian managing to catch up to TomTom despite his harder tyres. So Adrian able to make these mediums work quite well, even though they are not as good as the softs in front and behind. Surtees doing his best, but not able to keep pace with Adrian. Oh, we've got another safety car. What is going on? How? It looks like a single end plate has come off of Sherlock's car, so clearly that's cause for another safety car. Is that a broken front wing for Fusion? Yes. So, a broken front wing and a single end plate. That's cause for the game to actually say proper safety car. Whilst an actual crashed car, that was virtual safety car, but it was actually a proper safety car. So, thanks, game, for being confusing. Oh, and to add insult to injury, Fusion's picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I would not be surprised if he just quits right here. He's going to lose the position to Sherlock, I imagine. Actually, no, probably not, actually. Because Sherlock's got to change his front wing as well. What a joke this safety car is. To think, right, that we restarted the session because the safety car was off. And it being on has caused confusion and delay. And the Fat Controller was very cross. I'm banishing you to the Shadow Realm. No! I don't blame you if you don't know where that's from. What's going on? My deodorant fell down and now I can't see it. It's vanished. It's funny because it's 10-year-old Lotus deodorant from when they were still sponsored by Shaw. So, yeah, just like Lotus, my deodorant has vanished. How the hell does that happen? It can't have exactly gone far. There it is. How the hell did it bury itself beneath half the junk on my floor? Oh dear. So much for a 9-lap sprint. Instead, we're probably going to get maybe a 4-lap sprint. Let's see, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, 6 lap. I was off by 2. Don't blame me, I'm bad at maths. Actually, I'm not bad at maths, I'm just gullible and stupid apparently. So, safety car will almost certainly be in at the end of this lap. Let's take a brief look at the positional changes. Still the same, up down to P6, though Gladius has managed to get past Domchi. Harry and Caster back where they started. Biscuit and Shankster up 2 and 4 positions respectively. Al drops down 2. Raccoon is back where he started. Angel down 3. Fusion down 1. Sherlock back where he started. Which is, at the minute, last. 17th and last. As there have been 2 retirements, and the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series with the horrific flat plane engine gonna make its way back in. I just don't understand why they call it a black series, but it sounds like it's making wet farts all the time. A proper black series goes, not... That's what it is. That's how it sounds. You cannot tell me it sounds good. It doesn't. Looks amazing. Doesn't sound amazing. Sounds much better in Forza Horizon 5. Meanwhile, TomTom is about to get back underway, and look at this. It's almost like a line of stone formation, and Adrian caught off guard. Surtees might actually get the position here, though Jordan is going to make it 3 wide down the main straight. There's a bit of pinball going on. Can Surtees make it stick? No, it's once again, second time unlucky. Pookie and Gladius fighting for P6. Fusion gets a time penalty. Domchi having a horrific start. He might be overtaken by Hyrie here. Mr. Mouse holding up Pookie and Gladius. These two have came together earlier. They're certainly going to be investigated. Look at this going on. Big tank slapper. Oh, for 2 cars there. Caster and Gladius both having big tank slappers. That's catching them off guard. And Jordan has got onto the podium. He's ahead of Surtees. The fight back is on for the runner-up of last season's championship. We've got another yellow flag. This time it's Caster. It's gone all wrong for the Ferrari driver. He is now 16th. Make that 17th and last. DRS will not be enabled until lap 30, which means 3 or 4 full laps of DRS running. And it's still very close at the minute. Pookie right behind Mr. Mouse. Though look at the speed of the Alfa Romeo. Is that energy usage? It might well have been. Plenty of energy, as everyone has had the slow laps to be able to recharge. Adrian's still on the mediums, still somehow making those medium tyres look like super softs. How does he do that? That's nuts. Lockups again, that's just the game being weird. Let's see how things are going to pan out. TomTom still leading. We've got things are looking ultra sped up again for some reason. Why is this happening? I swear it happened on the stream I was watching of the real life Grand Prix. Everything looked almost sped up as there's been a collision down the field. Raccoon and is Shankstar. Oh no, there's an unsafe rejoin. Caster has been collected by Shankstar. That is definitely gonna get looked at. Somehow manages to avoid damage, and Raccoon finds himself last again. Oh dear. Amateurish driving for some of these guys today. And Caster gets a 5-second penalty as well. I think he's driving very angrily now. As DRS enabled now. Adrian right behind TomTom. He's got a little bit of breathing room to Jordan behind, who's messed up turn 3 a little bit. He went too deep on the brakes. DRS now for Adrian. Can he make the move into turn 5? No, he's not going to chance it. So he's going to go for a slightly wider line. Try and get maybe a little bit more traction. But this fighting is enabling Jordan and Surtees to maintain their gaps, which wasn't the case with the previous safety car restart. Meanwhile, the two Alpines running in the same position they started this particular restart. 7th and 8th. Gladius still ahead of Domchi and chasing after Pookie, who is still chasing Mr. Mouse, who is now 1.3 seconds adrift of Mr. Surtees. Can Pookie make the move on Mr. Mouse here? There's plenty of energy in both of these cars. Can Pastor Maldonado hold off Mr. Pookie? Pookie's going for it. He has the DRS. He's not even using the overtake button. He takes P5. Oh, but it's just that's the game being stupid again. Come on. Adrian under massive threat from behind. it's all to play for here. Things could still go either which way. Who is going to take victory? It looks like TomTom and Gladius have swapped positions. Things have gone a bit wrong for Gladius into turn 5. I don't know who's going to win this race. TomTom at the minute leading, but anything can happen here in these next 2.5 laps. Adrian has the DRS, but both of these drivers have plenty of energy, so TomTom can defend, make it harder. Jordan doesn't have as much energy. He's been using his to try and keep touch with Adrian, and it looks like it's not paying off. It's the same with Surti. He's using plenty of his energy as well. These two drivers not able to keep pace. Adrian now within 2/10. This is going to be the move. He has the DRS, but TomTom, I thought he was defending with his energy. And Adrian playing it smart. He's waiting until the very last opportunity, which is going to be lap 33. TomTom can't really do much about this at the minute, even if he does use his energy to defend. Adrian gonna take a look into turn 5. He's gonna hold off for now, but that could open the door for Jordan. All it takes is one opportunistic look up the inside from Jordan, and that could be Adrian's chances of winning over, though I think Jordan's not had a great turns 7 and 8 there. So, with the final lap approaching, TomTom currently in the lead, but it could be that Adrian is on course to win. All it takes is one mistake. There's 4/10 between them. They are both dumping their energy. Adrian waited a little bit longer. He's dumping it now. And I think this is all she wrote for TomTom's time in the lead. Adrian retakes P1 on lap 33, the final lap of the race, but it's still not over. TomTom has one final opportunity to potentially retake the lead as Gladius picks up a 3-second penalty. No! Oh, and look how far ahead Adrian has pulled away through turn 4. That is incredible. He put in a purple first sector. What is this guy's pace? That is nuts. I'm gonna keep saying that. Incredible pace from the AlphaTauri on worse tires. How do you make that happen? And of course the DRS is not going to be long enough before the finish the checkered flag. First time I've said that, actually. Checkered flag. Oh, has it all gone wrong for Adrian? Had a bit of a tank slapper. Not sure if that was just more latency issues. Hyrie and Mr. Mouse and Gladius fighting for P7 as Adrian is going to take potentially P1. Yes, he does. He takes it rather comfortably. It's a Mercedes 2-3 at the least. What is going on down the field? Domchi. It's a mighty close finish between Mr. Mouse and Gladius, but in the end, Gladius with that penalty is only going to finish P9 with Biscuit taking the final point on offer. Who took fastest lap? Who gets that extra point? Come on, where's fastest lap? It will be TomTom. So the championship protagonists, potentially any of the top 4 drivers, Adrian, TomTom, Surti, and Jordan. All 3 of these drivers extremely fast. But at the minute, TomTom and Adrian looking like they could be the ones to take this battle to the final round of the championship. But that's in the middle of February, I think. Certainly a while away. In the end, that's a well-deserved win for Adrian. Puts an AlphaTauri on the top step of the podium. Incoming traveller. Off-world activation. Unknown source. Oh look. It's what? Apparently he is a Go Award showing off his stolen ancient technology. Look at me, worship me, I am a god. Did not expect that. So there we go. Adrian takes maximum points, sort of, but TomTom takes the point for fastest lap and second place. Surtees makes it. 2 Mercedes on the podium, having the best weekend out of any of the teams so far. Pookie makes it P5 with Jordan P4, his teammate in P8. So not a bad weekend for McLaren either, as of course AlphaTauri having second best weekend. Alpine also make it a double points finish, with Alfa Romeo and Ferrari taking 1 point, a point position between them. 6 for Mr. Mouse and 1 point for Biscuit in the Ferrari. Only 2 DNFs, Petrovic and Brains, making it 19 starters and 17 finishers. So there we go. That is everything for today. Let's take another look at the calendar again. And next week it is Jeddah. 12th of November we are going to Saudi Arabia. Wonder how entertaining that might be. Until then, everyone, thank you very much for watching. And I didn't ask, so I'm not sure if I can even plug my own YouTube here. I was gonna say come and join me on YouTube, but I forgot to ask if I can plug. So let's not. But I am Still Guns. Thank you for watching, everyone, and until next time, thank you for watching and good night.